In past few months, I have read two cold, dark thrillers, two non-fiction slash self-help books, one contemporary fiction, one crime fiction in Hindi, one fantasy, and two dystopian fiction books. And in this mini reviews episode, I am going to tell you about all of these books and what I thought about them and what they are about, just in case you need some recommendations. Hi there, I am Manpreet. I make book related videos on this channel. If you like books, please make sure you subscribe to me, follow me on my social media, and turn your notifications on so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Without wasting any time, let me tell you about the first book I'm going to review in this one, and that is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. Now, this is a part of a trilogy which is extremely popular, and it's called the Millennium Trilogy. The books are really very popular, and I have had the books for a long time, and this time I decided to read this, and oh my god guys, I'm in love with this trilogy. Yesterday itself, I actually forced a friend of mine to include The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo in her reading list because this is an absolutely must read. If you like cold and dark thrillers, there's a lot of violence in it as well. It is a Scandinavian novel, so the names are really like a little bit hard to pronounce, but it is about this journalist named Michael who is now convicted of defamation, and there is this businessman who wants Michael to investigate a murder. So that is how the story begins, and there is also this character that you're going to love, Lisbeth Salander, who is currently officially mentally challenged. But this character, oh my god, she's so mysterious, and by the end of this book you will be a Lisbeth Salander fan for sure. So definitely pick up this book. Number two book is right over here, The Girl Who Played with Fire, the second book in the Millennium Trilogy. Now, even though Michael is a main character in the second book as well, and Lisbeth is the main character in the second book as well, and there are a lot of characters that come up in the second book, but the plot is quite different. Because in the first book, Michael was working on this research project and investigating this murder, and in the second book, Lisbeth actually comes to the forefront, and it's more about Lisbeth instead of Michael. And oh my god, you will love this as well. But the plot is quite different from what it was in the first book, and even the theme changes. Obviously there's a lot of violence, but the kind of violence also changes in a way. I think I could really tell you that in this one there are a few murders, and Lisbeth is actually accused of those murders, and then you have to follow, and there's a lot of like intricacies involved because the way Stieg Larsson has written these books, the plot is quite elaborate, and there are a lot of things that happen in it. And obviously these are chunky books, as you can see. I do not have the copy of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo here, but these are all chunky books. But if you like those kind of stuff, you must read these books. Obviously for the first book I had given it 5 out of 5 stars, one of my favorites of the year. And the second book wasn't as good as the first one, but still 4 out of 5 stars for this book as well. Now let's talk about the two non-fictions. Number one is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a book on habit making, and it's actually really very popular at this time. I really liked it. I listened to this on Audible, but I do feel like there's a impact that's missing. I mean, I could see that there are some good takeaways that I can have from the book, but they did not, impact me strong enough to make me act on it. So I would really want to read this book again. Maybe not in the audiobook format, because somehow I have gotten this idea in my head that because I was listening to it in audiobook format, so I didn't take it seriously. But I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll definitely reread it. So I would say, yeah, check it out. It's one of the most talked about books out there, and it's not bad at all. It's actually very impressive. I would have liked it more if the impact was big enough to make me actually act. But doing that to me is a very difficult task, so I cannot really judge. Anyway, I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Would definitely recommend it if you are looking for a book on habit making. Number 4 book is Toxin Life by Abhishek Kar. Now this book has been written by an influencer in India, and I did not know that when I picked it up. I actually saw it for free in the Kindle Unlimited list. I do have that subscription, and I would definitely recommend you the subscription as well if you want to read a lot of books on your Kindle device. But yeah, the point is I randomly picked up this book, and number one thing I noticed was this book is a self-help sort of like like a person is telling you about the lessons he has learned from his life, and yet there is no introduction about the person. So I was like, okay, I will listen to what lessons you want to talk about, but tell me a little bit about you. And that became a major criticism for the book, because the author kept referencing to his life in general, like what he did and how he did it, but he never told you about what he actually did. Okay, so he's telling you about the lessons while referencing to stuff, but he never actually tells you about the stuff. So it really was like listening to do this, do that, do this, do that, like school teachers tell you, instead of what I actually prefer in self-help books, where I'm told about the why and I'm told about the story, because I feel like the stories are the ones that actually make a difference to you. Everybody knows, like the basics of what it takes to be successful and what you should and shouldn't do in life, but it's the stories that actually make an impact. Somebody gives you an example from their own life, and that clicks with you. But if there are no examples and just do this, do that, that's not impressive to me, at least. So I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I mentioned it in one of my reading vlogs as well. It does get better by the end, because after that I stopped midway, then went on and researched about the influencer for a while, and then came back to the book. But the experience was already marred. So 3 out of 5 stars for this book. Next one is a contemporary fiction, Surprise Me by Sophie Kinsella. Now, if you are an existing viewer of mine, please do it a thumbs up, because it really helps to support my channel. I bet you did not see that coming. Anyway, if you are an existing viewer, you would know that I had mentioned this book in one of my TBRs in the beginning of the year. I really want to read at least one Sophie Kinsella book a year, because I love Sophie Kinsella's writing. Her books are like the general feel good books, and if you're ever feeling down and you're like, oh my god, I'm so like stressed with all of the things that are happening in my life and all that, you would love to just break free of those stuff and feel good with Sophie Kinsella books. However, with Surprise Me, that was not the case. Surprise Me is actually about this couple that is told that they are going to like have their married life for another 50-60 years, and then they're like, oh my god, so many years, how are we going to live and all that. And it's not like what happens in India, because in India it's just like, if you are married, you're fixed for life, which is the case for a lot of people. But obviously the cultures are different in other places, and Sophie Kinsella's writing is mostly British, from what I know so far. So yeah, for them it's really hard to imagine living for another 60 years of their life, for forever, and that forever being so long. So that generates this idea of surprising one another to keep their lives interesting, but their surprises start going wrong and stuff starts happening. And I personally did not enjoy this book, because I felt like the female lead was over exaggerating things a lot. I mean, yeah, stuff starts happening, and the picture that was built in the beginning about how her relationship is with her husband, that picture did not really match with her actions and her thoughts later on. And obviously there are things that happen to justify that, but for me it didn't really like connect. It didn't really feel that real and natural as everything that happens in Sophie Kinsella's novels do. So for me, Surprise Me wasn't such a great book, but it was still a decent book. So I gave it about 3.5 out of 5 stars, I guess. So it's something you can try out, but I would not say you do. I mean, you should know on my channel, if any review is below 4 stars, that is something like going into a book with huge risks. You should try not to do it, but you can if you want to. And anything below 3 is like, do not even try. Anyway, the next one was a fantasy novel, that is The Demigod Files by Rick Riordan. Now, this is a companion novel of the Percy Jackson series, and unfortunately, this was again a disappointment. This is a collection of short stories and some, trivia about Percy Jackson and all the characters in the Percy Jackson series. And I personally love Heroes of Olympus more than Percy Jackson, so I don't think it should be something that I don't think it was something that affected this, but the book was just not impressive. It felt and I personally feel like companion novels do that to you. Companion novels are just not as good as the main ones, and then you're mostly disappointed. But for this one, I was like, I had a hard time finishing this one. So yeah, I would give it about 3 out of 5 stars, 3.5 out of 5 stars. I feel like if you're a huge Percy Jackson fan, then you might like this book. So try it out if you are a huge Percy Jackson fan. Anyway, I also read one Hindi book, and that was Purane Guna Naye Gunagar by Surendra Mohan Pathak. Now, Surendra Mohan Pathak is one of the most popular authors of modern Hindi literature, and this was his first book. It is a very short one. I again bought it on Kindle Unlimited for free. I think you get it right. It's a subscription. So I do get them for free, but I do pay for the subscription, which is about like 200 rupees a month. Surendra Mohan Pathak has his one detective that features in quite a few novels of his later on as well, but in this one he is sort of like contacted by this woman who wants him to look into this bank robbery where her father was convicted. It was quite a short one and a very simple one. I would not say that it impressed me in a way an Agatha Christie novel would impress me, or any other thriller that I've read from a foreign author that would impress me. But as a first novel of an author who has written so many books and who has just done so well in the Hindi literature scene, I really like this book. So I would read it, but I would not go into it with a huge amount of expectations. So I give it 4 out of 5 stars from that perspective. Anyway, coming to the last two books, which are dystopian fictions, which are sitting right here like these. The Hunger Games series. I'm actually rereading the series. I read The Hunger Games back in 2015, and I also have a review of the first book on the channel. Now, the latest one as well, and the one that I did in 2015. And I absolutely adore this book. So the story is like, there is this place, Earth is now this place where there's a country called Panem, and it's divided into one capital and 12 districts, and basically the capital rules and districts are like ridden with poverty, and they're suppressed, and they do not really enjoy freedom. And a long time back there was a rebellion for which capital has given a punishment to the districts, where there is an annual event called the Hunger Games, and 2 tributes from each districts are selected, and they have to fight in an arena, and only one can be the winner, rest have to die. And this is sort of like a cruel and nasty reminder by capital towards the districts that they should never ever even think about rebelling again. So in the book we follow Katniss Everdeen, who sort of volunteers for the 74th Hunger Games, and how things happen later on. Honestly, these books are fantastic if you are into dystopian fiction. I'm reading these the second time, and I absolutely love them the second time as well. So yeah, do check it out. And with this, I would end this wrap-up video. These are all the books that I've read in the past few months, and I hope you got some recommendations from this video. If you think you did, and if you like this video, please hit a thumbs up, because that really helps to support this channel, and that really helps YouTube to show my channel to more people. So if you want to help me with that, please hit a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching this video. This is Manpreet signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.